Good afternoon, everybody. Just a quick couple of statements that Jamaicans that need to take care of, and the world needs to know. Effective May 31st, 2023, March 31st, 2023, hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans don't have to pay back their mortgages. Hundreds of thousands of developers of real estate projects in Jamaica were made illegal. Hundreds of thousands of benefits that people would derive from owning their property have been extended to the point where now they can take advantage of a bad ruling by the Appeals Court of Jamaica and the Supreme Court and make billions, if not millions and billions of dollars, and put it in their pocket without any kind of penalty from the Jamaica government or any of these institutions, because it is quite legal because of this ruling. In short, bad rulings by bad judges, whether they're corrupt, which I think they are, or just don't have the knowledge base or the experience of being sophisticated when it comes to money and contracts, or they're just ignorant and don't deal in common sense, have made it possible for a lot of Jamaicans, as I said, hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans, every Jamaican that bought property from real estate developers that did not hold or possess a real estate dealer's license from the time the real estate board or the Real Estate Act came into existence, were operating illegally, and so the court declared that all agreements coming out of that was illegal, and therefore none of the contracts that they entered into with consumers or homeowners who bought their homes were illegal and are illegal. And so what it did now, it makes even banks, the money that banks collected from these homeowners or people who bought property, those collections were illegal. And technically, if it was illegal, in my opinion, the Jamaicans who are in this position should now demand that the banks return their money, because they were collecting money from them illegally. Because according to the ruling of the court, every agreement that was signed coming out of this original contract by the developer was illegal in fact and in law, and therefore all contracts were illegal. So the fact that banks were collecting money and are collecting money from people for mortgage payments that were illegally given or granted, then it means they owe them a refund, a big refund. So these financial institutions in Jamaica are going to be suffering a major loss, because according to my understanding, they can't even demand this money back from the developers, because the developers were operating under the sanction of the Jamaican government. That you're operating legally, the courts say you were not, and whatever comes out of that, it means technically the developers can be forced to pay it back. And I'm saying this because I did a video on it, so that people could to understand the gamut. But the video is pretty detailed, and a lot of details is not necessary. All people need to know is, if you bought property from any of these developers that did not have a real estate dealer's license, and I'm not talking about being registered as a developer, that's a different thing. It means that these developers sold your property illegally. They built those properties illegally. So the fact that, you know, in the rest of the world they give a certificate of occupants when property is supposed to be occupied. In Jamaica I don't think they do that. But when they turn over the keys to you, they illegally built those properties. They illegally sold you the property. They illegally collected money from you. They illegally entered agreements with you through the bank to get a mortgage to pay them. All of that is illegal. So take advantage of it. Jamaicans who own property should take advantage of it, because it's to your economic benefit. So don't be scared. A lot of people out there are scared that, oh well, then who's gonna pay back? That's not your business. The law say the money that was being collected from you or is being collected from you is illegal collections. That's it. That's expanding the whole ruling. It's illegal collections. Bank can't collect money illegally from you. The court can't enforce an agreement that's illegally entered into or unenforceable. So guess what? Take advantage. This is to your benefit. This is probably the first time in history, anywhere in the world, that corrupt activity has led to the vast majority of people who that corrupt activity touches benefits positively from it. So go take advantage of it. And remember, this happened in Jamaica because Jamaica is one of the world's most corrupt countries on the planet. And in saying that, the disclaimer is the vast majority of Jamaicans are honest, decent, hard-working people who go about their business and are friendly, socialize with other people. It has nothing to do with them. It has to do with an infrastructure of corruption that exists in government, in the judiciary, amongst attorneys, and a whole bunch of other people who go about undermining the rights of Jamaicans, the rights of citizens, and even people who outside Jamaica that buy property or invest or do banking or have to do legal services in Jamaica. They're ripping off people with corruption, and everybody knows. Just do a search online, Google it, whatever search engine you want to use, look up corruption, put Jamaica, and see the indexes. There are so many corruption indices out there that keep records of this that it's unbelievable. And even in Jamaica, they have the Integrity Commission that's supposed to keep a record of corruption for other international bodies to pick up, but they're not functioning because it's structured where these corrupt politicians and judges have put a handicap them. They have handcuffed their ability to become enforcers of just action against corrupt people. Thank you. All Jamaicans who have a mortgage, you can stop paying it legally. The order or the judgment itself, read it for yourself. Don't ever take my word for it. It's on the Jamaica Appeals Court website, and the appeal number is Court of Appeal number 64 of 2018, and it's between Karif Limited and Valrine King. That's the lawsuit that was filed that brought this ruling from the appeals court that changed everything for everybody. But the most important thing to remember is, as a homeowner, a property owner who paid over money to these developers, including the government agency, the National Housing Trust, because they were operating illegally as well, because they don't have a real estate dealer's license, means even the money that they've been collecting from you was illegal collections. You work it out with your attorneys, but again, take action. Get together with other people and take action. You don't have to be 50 or 100 or 1,000 people, but I'm certain if you think about it and you're going to be benefiting from this ruling, and you don't have to be paying out millions and millions and millions of dollars to these corrupt people or judges who make bad decisions deliberately to undermine the integrity of the court while hurting honest people, then take the necessary action. Thank you. Have a great one. And go to the channel Scamming Billions in Jamaica 6208 and read. There are quite a number of videos there that deal with the corruption, factually documented, no speculation. Go ahead, check it out. Have a good one.